Give me a second. The mood is post-coital. Just be. Stay right there. Stay right there. Get back to balance. Right there. No, just stay, just stay, just stay. Okay, relax that arm. You're not post-coital like that. Relax the whole body. Right from there, say your first line, and don't move.
Work?
Okay, so what? So you look curious. Like you want to know if she's doing work.
Yeah.
This is post-coital small talk.
Work?
No, you're not judging either.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, hey, you might as well just say, that was great, huh? So say that actually. Say, that was great, huh?
That was great, huh?
Now say work.
Work?
Yeah. See, that's the tone.
Okay.
Say, do it again, and then you respond. So say, that was great, huh?
Work?
No. Actually say, that was great, huh?
That was great, huh?
Mean it. Go back, breathe. That was great, huh?
That was great, huh?
Now say work.
Work?
Final edits. Tomorrow's my big.com client. Today, actually. Later today. How do you do it? How do you sell yourself?
Pretend it's a performance.
Okay, good.
Dance for them.
So now in this moment, what are you thinking? What are you asking?
Trying to me, maybe she's just trying to get some final help on her work because she's not a salesman. He is. So he's been doing it his whole life, and she's a dancer, but she's been a dancer her whole life. She doesn't know what she's doing. She picked up this job because she retired from dancing, doesn't know what else to do, but she needs to make an income.
Yeah.
So she wants to do well. She wants to provide a life for Greg, their son, and provide. So that way, maybe he stops traveling more, so that way he can stay home a little bit.
But is she thinking about all that right now?
No, a little. No.
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 No. No. She's trying to bring him into the web.
Ah. Yeah.
Okay. So what's another? If you are selling yourself, if you're selling, what are you doing?
You're selling yourself.
What does a bad salesperson do?
They don't know their way with words.
They push, maybe. They're
Yeah.
aggressive. They're fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
They come in. They pretend to be something they're not. How does he do it?
He's fake.
How does he sell himself? Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But you see, underneath this, it's how do you do it? How do you live a double life?
Oh my God.
How do you do it? How do you lie constantly? Okay. All right. Now,
Oh
here's.
my God. That just blew my mind. I'm sorry. I'm like, that's
Makes
I
a
know.
lot more
I know.
sense
I know.
now.
I know. It's amazing. Okay. So then, what I'd like you to do.
Okay.
She asked you this question. You don't hear it.
Okay.
You're going right into the web. How do you do it? Right? You don't even have to look at them. By the way, you're still in your work.
Right.
You know, which should draw you in. And I like this as a blocking move, if she stays there, to come here.
Okay.
And the two of you would have already pre-discussed touching. Okay. So ask real quick. I have permission to touch your shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. So. And then if she had given you permission, say to like kiss the top of her head or something, or play with her hair, it would be like, you know, just dance for them, right? Which tells us what about him? She's a dancer.
Yeah.
How do you sell yourself?
Put on a performance.
You put on a skirt because you're a girl,
Yep.
and you dance. You right? That's what he's saying. Dance for them.
Condescendingly.
Put on a performance. He thinks he's complimenting her.
Yep.
He's not doing it to be a jerk, but that's the way he sees the world. She's a dancer who he picked up in a cab, and she always will be.
Okay.
Okay? But this gives you this great position here for audience where we can see, here's what's amazing about this. We can see how much you don't get it. they get to see her eyes, okay? So you could pretend to like, for me, as far as like your head, but in your eyes, be like, I'm gonna ruin him. And he has no idea. Then what? What's the next line?
I can't blow this. I need a yes from somewhere.
And then you're here.
And I'm here. Yep. Then I gotcha.
And then just stay. So you don't feel like you gotta move
Right.
Okay.
until you have to, okay?
Okay.
So let's go back from the top. And go ahead and descend. You're feeling real good, by the way.
Okay.
Work.
Final edits. Tomorrow's my big.com client.
Why are you so
Today.
confused? Don't be so confused, Russell.
Okay.
You don't care.
I don't care. Okay.
You just want round 2.
Okay. Okay.
And you want a happy wife, right?
Right.
And you want her to love your kid better. And you, like there's a lot of
Yeah.
things you want,
Okay.
right? But you don't need to be like
Okay.
really so wondering. She's just telling you, tomorrow's my big day. I'm stressed, blah blah blah, and you know, and then you're going like, how could anyone be stressed?
Right. Everything we just had
Like
amazing
we just
sex. Yeah.
de-stressed, right? Like that's hello.
What's the big deal? Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you just listen, but don't you don't have to show anything on your face.
Okay.
Just listen and just you play the post-coital. That's it. Just relax.
Work.
You confused?
No. Shit. Work.
Final edits. Tomorrow's my big.com client. Today, actually. Later today. How do you do it? How do you sell yourself?
All right, good. Now, I want you to have hated the fact that you started walking too early.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
Good. So I want to teach you about
Okay.
that hate.
Okay.
Learn to love the hate because your body's telling you something.
Okay.
All right. You moved because you, the actor, were uncomfortable.
Okay.
You didn't move because the scene demanded you to. So you have to release all that tension, release all the things you're holding on to, and just listen to her and wait until you're like almost forced
Okay.
to move. Okay? And you just have to basically do nothing because when I look at you, all I got to do is feel how you feel about what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I just need to be like brought back here. It's kind of all that needs to happen.
Okay.
And she's going to ask you a question, and the question will cause you to go, let me step in and be the hero.
Okay.
Okay? And that's when you can move in, and then we'll see what happens from there. Okay? On top of your post-coitalness, because you have to keep that,
Okay.
I also want a little bit more of that stress and of the sharpness and of the I'm late and it's past midnight and it's your fault.
Gotcha.
I'm not, you think I'm thrilled that we had sex. Like, no, like you lost me an hour. Like, you working? Yeah, you would know that if you asked. I do have a job, by the way. I do work. You think I don't, but I do. I do have value, thank you. You're stressed. This thing's due tomorrow,
Today, yeah.
actually. Descend again. And Russell,
Uh-huh.
be careful of this.
The hips, yeah. That's
Just
a go-to.
just do nothing. Allow yourself to do nothing.
All right. Work.
Final edits. Tomorrow's my big.com client.
Good. Now, so you, if I want to help you with easy way to get rid of that look on your face.
Okay.
Okay. You got to think about something else.
Okay.
So, the color of her underwear,
Okay.
whatever. that you'd be thinking about, and you're thinking that while you're looking at her back, you're not actually like, you know, curious like
Curious
that.
what
to where,
she's saying. It was just a question. I'm not
it's a
actually
question
don't
and like,
really care.
Yeah, and honestly,
it.
like she's working right now and it's midnight. Like, you know, maybe she's just hopping on doing some emails. Maybe she's responding to whatever. Okay, and times 50, whatever you had. Like, bring her way up now.
Okay. Okay.
Work?
Final edits. Tomorrow's my big.com client. Today, actually. Later today. How do you do it? How do you sell yourself?
Pretend it's a performance. Dance for 'em.
I can't blow this. I need a yes from somewhere.
Wasn't what happened upstairs enough yes to hold you? What? You want some cinnamon toast? I made some fresh spread for Greg.
More
Good,
sugar.
good, good. Now, here's another question we should be asking ourselves.
Okay.
All right? That's funny. We got a laugh from the audience. Do you know why?
It's totally good. Like left field. Like, you want some cinnamon toast?
That's right.
Yeah.
But what does that tell us? What is that? Because this helps us understand our character.
He
'Cause
probably
it's
wants some
'cause it's
cinnamon
out-
toast.
Yes, of course. He's dying for some cinnamon toast. Number one. We just worked out for an hour.
Right. Exactly.
You did all the heavy lifting,
Needs
so
to replace the
you know,
carb intake.
you're
Yeah.
starving. Okay. Number one. Number two, something's wrong.
Yeah.
What? We're gonna cover it up. Food's a different drug.
Yeah.
Sugar, especially.
So I'm uncomfortable, so I'm trying to make.
You're uncomfortable, so it's like, hey, why don't I get you something? Why don't I do something? Let's not talk about
Right.
what we should talk about. Let me find a way to cover that up. So you wait, you look, you find, you know what? This might be best answer. Okay. Good. Okay. So then the other thing I'm going to give you, Russell, is, and you're just going to keep. We all saw you correct yourself, like you wanted it, right?
Such a habit.
Oh yeah.
Power pose, man.
Yeah. So basically, when you move, you need to learn to settle.
Okay.
So, let's just move you from the stairs to behind her real quick. So so start back there and just move to behind her.
Just moved it behind her.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Work.
Good. So then, as you do that, settle there, and then relax. And now pay attention to her hair, the edges of it. Pay attention to her robe. Pay attention to the smell of the room. See, and now you're relaxed and you're not trying to find where you exist. You just are. And that's where you have to live constantly. And it's really difficult, especially when we're not used to doing this, and honestly we're used to performing and making a power pose. Like that, you can't do that, right? So good. So let's start over, and we're going to give the same level of stress, the same descending postcoital.
Am I stopping or just?
Yeah,
coming?
you'll stop. You'll
And then-
stop. Yep.
Okay.
And
then-
but the question is, what stops you and why?
What stops me is it's 3 in the morning. She's on the computer downstairs working, and we just had amazing sex.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's not expecting my rudeness. And I was like,
I mean, yeah.
he thinks I'm fixed. He thinks I forgave him. So maybe he's not. Maybe
Yeah, I think the problem's solved.
Yeah.
There isn't a problem anymore.
Okay.
So why am I
We-
being a bitch, right?
She trapped me.
So there are no facts in here that says you have to stop. So you don't have to.
Cool.
But you can, but you get, right? You
Yep.
can. The question is, do you want to save the move for later or not? You could already be there. That's fine. But then what are you going to do when you're there for that whole time? And at some point in time, wasn't what just happened upstairs enough yes to hold you? And then her look unsettles him. Then what? She looks back at her work. So after what is when you look back at your work. So we should be held on each other. Back at your work. Wait. Solve the problem. Cinnamon toast.
Perfect.
You can do that however you want to do that, but those are the elements that have to be done.
Okay.
So whether you stop, don't stop, go there, sit down, none of that actually matters. What matters is the connection, the feeling, the postcoital, the truth. So I stopped you as a director just to kind of prove a point.
Yep.
I looked in here and go, there's nothing says you have to. So this is now your creativity and your living the moment and also how you could surprise one another. What can't change? She's got to be at the table. She's got to be working. That can't change. You must descend.
Yep.
But where you go from there, that's open.
Yep. Okay.
Okay? So
Should I sit next to her?
I don't know. That's what I'm
See
saying.
where it goes.
I don't know. Well,
See where it
I
goes.
don't pre-plan it. So,
Yeah,
so here's
good
the
point.
goal. Be him, read the room, and do what you think he might do. But be curious and you're listening to her because you have to get down to that place of listening so that everything you say is real and natural and you never get into this like I'm performing mode.
Okay.
And then what you do will be right because it'll be coming from instinct.
Okay.
Go ahead. We'll start again.
Cool. Work?
Final edits. Tomorrow's my big.com client. Today, actually. Later today. How do you do it? How do you sell
So
yourself?
good. So how do you feel there, Russell?
Felt a little better because I was focusing on things like I was looking at her robe and like just not thinking about what she's saying, like you said.
How did you feel?
I don't know. I felt like my first word, I didn't feel like
How did you feel about him?
him? I felt like it was fine. It was natural.
Okay. So it was weird for me.
Okay.
No, totally.
You're like, totally. I could be wrong. Here's what felt weird, okay? It felt weird you were staring at her.
Okay.
That felt weird.
Creepy. Got it.
Creepy. And she's not going to look at you. And we have to save the look for after the...
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you direction this time.
Okay.
This is me directing again. It's not what to do, it's direction. My why is because it does say when you come in casual. You're casual when you say work.
Yep.
Okay? So, what I want you to do is I want you to be in motion in some way. So you're going to come in, ask her about work, you're going to see there's leftovers, and you're going to start grubbing.
Start fucking with it, yeah.
And don't look over at her. You can talk to her and just be like, I'm just hungry, and then you're going to want cinnamon toast too. Is that going to ruin your?
No, that makes sense too. I like that because.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right, go ahead. It makes sense. Of course it does. It was a big workout.
Work.
Final edits.
Eat. Don't look at her. Turn away from her. Turn away from her.
Tomorrow's my big.com client. Today, actually. Later today. do it. How do you sell yourself?
Pretend it's a performance. Dance for them.
Good, keep eating.
I can't blow this. I need a yes from somewhere.
Wasn't what just happened upstairs enough yes to hold you? What? You want cinnamon toast? I made some fresh bread for Greg.
More sugar. Just what he needs.
It's amazing how two people can be together for so long and to have something like that happen.
All right, good. Aren't you supposed to be gone by now? I don't know if that's true or not.
Not yet.
You get up later?
Just as soon as I'm done with this, because then she.
And then he says, I was
'cause
thinking
then-
about Greg. More sugar, just with. Oh, no.
No, not yet. No.
Oh, hey, guess what? Ah. I was wrong about being wrong.
Got that on camera, guys? No.
She says, more sugar, just what he needs. Then in quotes says she doesn't want any. He sits.
Oh, okay, so I am standing. So I can stand
Can't
and
sit.
eat.
You can stand and eat, yeah.
Sit if you're- You could, or you could change. You could change your choice, too, right? You could grab something. You could, whatever. But there,
I might.
yeah, there's something interesting about like what do you want post that moment you had upstairs? What do you want? I think
Food,
you want.
drink.
I think you want connection with her.
Yeah.
You want her to say that was so great. You want to go back.
Significance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, as much as guys talk a big talk, truthfully, the physical act, like we need someone telling us that
Validation.
we're attractive and
Yeah,
like
that
they
it was
love us.
awesome. It was
And they
amazing.
want us.
Yep.
Yeah. The whole thing is you want to feel wanted. That's where the cheating comes from. It doesn't come from the physical act. It comes from the not feeling wanted anymore. So he comes down and he wants to descend, and he's hoping she's in a descendant place and they can talk about that together. Right? And once again, we're not feeling it. So we're toward the end here, so I want to talk about how to push you forward
Yeah.
into rehearsal. So have a seat. So the two of you on the work together, okay, I want you to experiment. So you try new things, and when it doesn't work, then you try to prove yourself wrong like I just did. So then I look at it, and I'm like, oh, crap, I have to sit. Well, if I have to sit, that means I have to be standing prior.
Yeah.
Then you got to figure out why, how do I play with that and figure it out. Oh, I feel weird just standing here. Okay, so then where can I go? Or how do I make it standing here, make it matter, make it mean something, okay? Then you go, okay, what do I like best? And honestly, with each other, what felt best for me? So like, from a director standpoint, I preferred when you went behind her. I thought it looked better, I thought it felt better, I thought it gave her opportunities to express sort of behind your back to us. But you would want to say, which one did you like better? Let's experiment the other way again. Like that's how you should practice with each other, to try to really get to the underneath the script, okay? You're not going to be excellent at script analysis until 20 years from now. So a lot of this you have to learn as you go, and you got to dig deeper, and you have to ask questions, and you have to like research and you know, to hear what's under there. Like once you get it, you have that oh moment, like oh, and it's like they're all that way. Every play that we're doing is that deep and that big and that awesome, and those gifts are there. You just have to know how to look for them. Okay? So this is a big one, all right? The other character who's never in this play but talked about all the time is who?
Greg. And Melinda.
Yes, but Greg.
Greg.
Greg, really. You're right, but Greg is talked about all the time. So what is it about Greg?
He's an oddball, a little bit. Earlier in the play, we get Jan brings up that there was a call from either the principal or the psychiatrist.
Right. But so tell me about as a mother, your relationship with Greg.
It's fake
Yeah.
because she didn't want to be a mom.
Right.
Blame
So
him for
she's
everything.
So why did she?
Because she thought she thought she would lose him.
Correct.
If she didn't have the kid.
Correct. So this is where this postpartum depression comes from. is having a child for the wrong reasons. It's not because you had a child. Not everybody gets postpartum. But there's this thing where like I have to figure out how to love now because I really did this because I loved you, not because it was like this was something that we wanted together. It was something I felt forced into. And now in order to get more of his love, you're trying to be this perfect mother, trying to fit into this world that you don't like. Right. And the more you do that, the more you feel fake, and then you find out it was all for naught. Right. So in this weird way, you resent Greg. But then that resentment causes you guilt. So then you feel shame at the fact that you resent your own kid, because you do love him, but at the same time you feel like it's hard. Yeah. Right? Oh yeah. And he's going off and doing whatever he's doing and working and all this other stuff and not, and just thinking, just covering it up and pretending like everything's perfect and that you get to be the stay-at-home mom thing that you just never wanted to be. Right. Or you weren't ready to be, or it wasn't right with him. So Greg is a major, major contentious issue with the two of you. You fight about him constantly. He is your excuse to hurt each other, especially you.
Like, so I use Greg to hurt him, or he uses Greg to hurt me?
You use Greg to hurt him.
Okay.
You find little digs. Instead of celebrating the first friend he ever had, you rip on him for bringing the hamster. Yeah,
and not letting him finish his math project that was due 2 weeks ago.
Right, but who cares?
Right.
He has a new friend, which really...
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not about that. See, this is the thing. She just needs she needs you to not be a good dad. It ruins her that you're so good at being a good dad and that you make him happy, and because she's sort of like, she has a hard time doing that.
It shines a spotlight on that insecurity.
Right. Whose fault is it he didn't do it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. It's hers. It's both of yours. But it's really, if she's the one staying home, right, and you happen to be gone, and you're like, I always have to play bad guy and this and that. Like, you're just not good at being a mother because you've been choosing not to be. It's your choice. You've made a choice not to be a good mom because you have all this hurt inside of you. So, he says, we just had awesome sex. We just worked out. Life is good. You want some cinnamon toast? I made some for...
I made fresh spread for Greg.
Yeah, I made some fresh spread for Greg.
Greg.
Jab.
Jab. That's right. So I was thinking about our son. Yeah, I made fresh bread for him.
Wow.
He's not trying to dig you, but it hurts because you don't do that. So what do you say? More sugar.
Just
great. I can't accept the French toast or the cinnamon toast. All I can do is rip on you for being a good dad.
Giving our son diabetes.
A thoughtful dad, and find what's wrong with it.
Right.
There's so much healing that has to happen for this marriage to get through it. So knowing the stuff about Greg, right, and we don't know that till later when she admits that she struggles in that area, which is awesome, by the way, and it's a really good thing for us to learn because everybody's different, But there are people that really struggle with that moment, and you can, just like a marriage, you can heal that, and you can be a great mom. You just have to choose it, But here she admits that. Okay, cool. So that later in the play cues us in on what these things mean. And why it was the Greg. So what happens is you're typing and he says, I made some for Greg. You hear it and you're like, and now you pick on him. You don't say, oh, you're such a good husband, like you're so great, so what a good dad. You do that for him. Like, I can't believe you carried that hamster cage all the way across town. Like, you're my superhero. See, that'd be a nice thing to say, wouldn't it?
But she doesn't want to.
Of course she doesn't want to, because it's broken.
That's what he's looking for. He's looking for praise, looking
That's right.
for significance.
That's right. So here's the key. He's trying to love her through Greg. So she's trying to hurt him through Greg. He's trying to love her through Greg. He's got to love her directly.
Yep. Okay. That makes sense.
We know what to work on?
Yeah.
All right. Good job, guys. Thank you. All right, we are at lunch. We'll be gone for about an hour. We need to have the next scene already set up before we get back, and then